Good morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN. Time now for the Mayor's Report. And with us, Mayor Michael Beamish.
Well, I'm always glad to be here and share news around the community.
Well, we're glad you're here too, Mayor.
Thank you.
We had a good start to spring now. Yesterday, they had lunch on the lawn with the Miami County Cattlemen's Association.
Yes.
So we're back to eating out on the front lawn of the courthouse.
It's a good setting for the future events that we have here in great downtown Troy.
And it's good food, too.
Oh,
I love going down there for those burgers.
Best lunch in town. And there's some good lunches, but this is a special lunch.
Yeah, I like that one. Let's talk about Sherwood Shopping Centre. I know the Finance Committee had met.
Yeah, Finance Committee met on Tuesday, April 24th, and that consisted of the chairperson, Tom Kendall, and also joining him was Mr. Swayzer and Mr. Sievert. They represent the subcommittee of finance, and they had a major discussion on the recommendation of the Community Investment Corporation to help support the purchase and the development of the Sherwood Shopping Centre, which we all know we would like to see some revitalization there. And bless the developer, Frank Harlow, with the assistance of the Earhart brothers. They're always willing to step forward and give back. They're very reputable. They have demonstrated their love for this community. And the Finance Committee met to look at a $1,400,000 loan. That's really two pieces with interest. So, but the Community Investment Corporation supports that, and the Finance Committee will be recommending to full council probably as early as the council meeting on May 7th. And it'll be three pieces of legislation to divide that up. First of all, the actual loan, the two loans in support of that, then authorizing the auditor to reappropriate funds associated with those loans. And then the third part is to extend the moratorium. We have a moratorium in place looking at all the zoning possibilities. And this past week, we heard from the MKSK on what they see as possible revitalization program, reorganization programs, development programs. And so those ideas, those plans, we thought we would extend the moratorium. At any time, they can pull that moratorium off the table. So it would be three pieces of legislation associated with just the Sherwood Shopping Center program. It really is something that's a priority. It's been a priority of the loan company or our loan groups. Our CIC, it sounds like council was, at least the subcommittee was 100% in support of this. So it'll go to council for their approval.
Well, certainly when you look around town, that is the area that needs that revitalization. Truly, it's kind of the scab right now.
Well, we hear so much about that. And at one point in time, that was a really highly popular place to go. And that was when we had local ownership. So this will bring back local ownership with a commitment to support the community. And I really thank Frank Harlow and the Earhart brothers for stepping forward and assisting with that revitalization.
Well, we had great businesses out there. I think back when I was in high school, of course, that was in the 80s, but we had the Sherwood Theater and along with Marsh, and the drugstore was out there. Casano's was out there. It was always full.
And by the time this show's aired, that April 26th meeting will have taken place, and a lot of those ideas will start to surface. But I can tell you, I feel very, very good when I see the name Frank Harlow attached, along with the Earhart brothers attached, because they are a proven commodity in this community, and they know what that does for a community when you have a project like that.
Well, and all the new house builds that we have at that end of town, that makes the perfect spot for shopping.
Of course, it takes all those residents out there to support that development as well. So, down the road, we're going to see all these developments in that end of town. and hopefully those folks will see the power of that revitalization project.
All right. You've got your next council isn't until next month, which it almost seems like it's quite a ways into the month, but it isn't until the 7th.
We are heading into May. It
Yes.
doesn't seem possible. April went flying by, but
No
May
kidding.
7th will be the next council meeting, 7 o'clock, City Hall.
Now you have the Miami County Peace Officers Memorial coming up.
Well, that's something that's annual, where we recognize the fallen officers in the past, and hopefully we don't have anything in the present or future, but we do recognize and observe the Miami County Peace Officers Memorial, and that's when all the law enforcement come together, as well as citizens and community leaders, to show their support for law enforcement and what they provide day in, day out for the safety of our citizens. So that will be on Wednesday, May 2nd. It's at noon, and it will be at the courthouse.
All right. Also, National Day of Prayer.
Always good to pray. I'll tell you, and here again, this has become an annual event. Troy Christian, the whole elementary, high school, they all come together. And again, it's it's down at the courthouse, weather permitting. If not, they go back to the Troy Christian, and it's an open public prayer session where they call it it is the National Day of Prayer nationally.
Yes.
And Troy Christian sponsors that. And that'll again start a little before noon, about 11:55. So you may want to come down to the courthouse, and if the weather's bad, Troy Christian will host that.
All right. And the next week, we've got a little change up in the program.
Oh, I'm excited about this. We all know we've had Jerry Mullins, our street foreman, come to the show occasionally to talk about different items that help the community. Well, I've asked him to be the special program for May, but I've asked Jerry to talk about our street maintenance programs, things that we're doing. Obviously, potholes will probably enter into his discussion, but Jerry does it in such a lively, caring way. And I think it'll just be a good update so citizens know we're out there really trying to improve our streets.
Oh, absolutely. I know last week there were a lot of instances where I turned onto a street and they were working, getting the potholes filled. Road smoothed back out again. It was kind of it seemed like a rough winter that just didn't want to let go, and, backed us up a little bit here into late spring, but it seems like they've still got an early start on it.
Well, you're right on, Clint. It was one of those roller coaster winters things, and that buckles the streets, and they have a lot of maintenance, and there are a lot of road closures, and then we also have Vectron doing their thing with the infrastructure.
Yes.
So we do have a lot of things going on, but Jerry, I think, will do a good job of trying to help people understand why we're doing what we're doing, and what may be an inconvenience now will be a plus down the road.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Mayor, anything else you'd like to add in this morning?
No, I think so. It's nice always to talk with you, Clint, and to have a discussion. And I hope the community out there appreciates when we talk about what things are going on around Troy.
Well, it's how we find out what's happening here in Troy.
I like Troy Community Radio.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much. This has been the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. I'm Clint Myers for 107.1 WTG.